Hello, Melanie. How are you? Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much. Give me a couple seconds here. Hello, Fancy. Thank you so much for being here. Give me just a couple seconds. Give me just a couple seconds here. Can y'all hear me okay? I see that there are 6 here. I just need a couple seconds here, and I will be ready. I'm almost there. I'm away from the chat right now for a second. Give me 1 second here. I'm still here, but I don't see the chat. Give me 1 quick second here. Okay. Mom and an Angel, how are you doing? Pam Syme, how are you? Oops, I almost forgot. Okay. Okay, how are you guys doing tonight? Yankee Cow, how are you doing? And it is time for me to acknowledge you. Oh, wait a minute. Let me do this first. Okay. So, Melanie, no, you know what? Yes, I did. Melanie,
acknowledge me.
You know what? I gotta go a little louder than that. Ugh. Okay. Start that again. Melanie,
acknowledge me.
Fancy,
acknowledge me.
Pam Syme,
acknowledge me.
Yankee Kyle,
acknowledge me.
I want to thank you guys for being here, and I'm hoping I didn't miss anybody. I really do hope I didn't miss anyone, but I got finished watching a really good movie today. It's about 2 hours long. It was very well worth it. It's actually a documentary, and I want to tell you, it's good. Michelle, how are you doing? Let me acknowledge you.
Acknowledge me.
Thank you so much for being here. as you know, we are live from the great state of Texas, San Antonio, of
On a
course.
Saturday.
On a Saturday. This is a very special live stream because my special guest is I got a few words for my special guest. Believe me, I will get to that in 1 second. I'm hoping that he's okay because I see his name, but I don't know if he hears us. Can you guys hear us okay? There he is. There he is.
Yeah. Oh
The,
yeah. I hear you. Oh, I
the
didn't know I was on.
man.
I'm sorry.
No, you are good.
I thought
You are fine. Everybody, I've done some serious writing today to make sure I did a nice professional way because I'm not a journalist, but I play one on TV. And let me tell you,
Yeah.
when I watched this movie, actually, it's a documentary. You got to see it. But I want to say welcome everybody for this chilling episode. This is really a chilling episode. It really is. We're gonna explore. And I had to write a lot of this stuff down because I want to try to be as professional as I can. Because you know I'm not. Um, yeah, I'll get to the point. Today we have a very special guest, Paranormal Research Unit's very own director, filmmaker, and investigator, Mr. Matt Benton. Now, let me tell you something else about Matt that I noticed. Also, Matt has also did Devil's Hour Productions, where he was the founder and director. Man versus Paranormal, he is director, host, and executive producer. And Devil's Hour Live, he's the host and executive producer. See, I've been doing my homework, Matt.
well, the Man versus Paranormal one got canceled for now, but the other film I did was the Hairstyle Haunting, which is on a lot of other streaming services right now. So, the Man versus Paranormal one was something I was trying to do back in 2017. Actually, it's part of the footage is in this newest film. So yeah, I decided to make a full documentary on the house itself instead of the concept I was trying to do with the being locked inside of a location by myself for 3 days. So I will
Right.
do that again, but I know the perfect place for it. I'm just not going to say it here. So
Because you know what? Because I'm gonna talk about the house that you were at when you did this documentary, and something else that you do that you've done, one that you're working on, and these are apps. So I want to talk a little bit about that later on. But first, I want to get to the first part of this. And first of all, I want to thank you so much for coming up, man. I really do appreciate you. Christina, how are you doing? If I missed anybody, I do apologize. And if you guys have questions, put them in the chat. And I don't know if Matt can see them, but if not, we can relay the questions to him. So please don't be afraid to ask. Closed mouth don't get fed. That's what my dad used to say. So if you don't ask, we don't know. So with that being said, for those of you that might not know, you can can you tell us a little bit about yourself and how you got started in the paranormal? Because you told us a little bit last week, but I want to reiterate it again.
well, I got into the paranormal because basically it started from the summer of 2011 at the Old Washoe Club in Virginia City, Nevada. Um, and I was also interested in the paranormal because of the experiences I had as a child. So I heard about this. I used to see shit. My brain's going all over the place, but I used to see shadow people when I was a little kid. So that's what got me interested in it. And then I didn't decide to become an investigator until the summer of 2011 when I was at the Old Washoe Club in Virginia City. And heard about this place being haunted. I was like, oh, cool. I want to go check it out. And then I go to the museum area and go into the crypt. And sure enough, a piece of brick is thrown at me right when I ask the question, if there's something that's here, can you please move something or make some kind of noise? Then bam, piece of brick is thrown. And 5 seconds after I said that. And that's what got me hooked. I was like, okay, this is awesome. So,
That is crazy.
Yeah, you got to be really into it.
Wow. What inspired you what inspired the creation of Paranormal Research Unit? Was there a defining moment where you said, "Yep, this is what I want to be, and this is what I
Mhm.
want"?
So, well, I started in 2011, so I actually was part of two other teams before I did Paranormal Research Unit. First team, it was like just with my friends. I was the only one that was in it for the um, I would say the right reasons. They were in it for the thrills that my friends were. So when I was basically starting my own little team, it was a horrible name. I was 16 years old when I started the name, which is called which is called Paranormal Extreme Crew. So that was the name of the my first team. It only lasted like a year and a half, and then or 2 years, and then when I uh, was living in Temecula, I realized that there's another guy in my area who's actually taking it seriously like me, and I was like, oh, cool. He was on the Paranormal Challenge TV show on Travel Channel, and he won the challenge. It was basically you just versus another team of who investigate. It was a Zach Bagans show or whatever, and
Right.
so and then basically, so Soul Seekers is the name of this team. They won that challenge, and I was like, oh, I found out they're in my area. I contacted him. We started chatting, and then we're like, oh, what if we start investigating together? And so then I joined Soul Seekers for like 2 or 3 years, 2 to 3 years. I joined Soul Seekers, and then I was then going to go move to the Midwest, and on top of that, I was like just wanting some different. It was more of like what I thought was evidence, and I wanted because I wasn't the lead investigator of that team, so I wanted to be in charge of what I thought was evidence and what I put out there and everything. And so I was like, okay, I want to create my own team because
Right.
so that's when in 2015 is when I created Paranormal Research Unit. And so it took a while to actually get an actual team because the first like year or two
Mhm.
was like actually, I think within the first year, I finally was able to get my first team, and then they got out, and then some others came in, and they left, and then now I have a really good team now, and I'm very happy about the team now. And you'll see a lot of them next year. We have 3 new members at the moment, and everyone in this team is very talented. So I'm very excited
Yeah, because I was
about.
going to ask you about one of your members, but I'm gonna wait till later because one of them
Okay.
I do know, and I
Oh,
want
really?
to ask you about, yeah, but I'm gonna wait till later on.
Okay.
It shocked me when seen him in the movie. I'm like, wait a minute. This, but we'll get to that later. KJ, how are you doing? People are just not coming in. Betty Van Tassel, thank you so much for being here. Mike, paranormal investigator, thank you so much for being here. Before we jump into the Evil Unearthed, do you have a favorite investigation from your past that still gives you goosebumps when you think about it?
I wouldn't say goosebumps, but more of like still like it. Yeah, that I thought was really cool. Which is Mackey Mansion. That's one of my most active locations still when it comes
Mhm.
to uh, getting reoccurring some kind of evidence when I go there. Because sometimes you go there, you get nothing, and then you go back, get nothing. It's like that's what happens a lot in the paranormal. It's like you don't get something all the time.
Right.
So this location was, I would say, only one out of the 4 times I've been there is
Mhm.
where it's been a little bit quiet. The other 3 times I got some good stuff. So I think that one's probably my most active location. That was where I get a reoccurring amount of evidence. So I think Mackie Mansion is definitely a cool one. And what's also really cool about it is that I was actually the first one to do an episode at the Mackie Mansion.
Hmm.
So there's been no other episodes out at the time when I was a part of Soul Seekers when we did that location. And then about I think a year later, Ghost Adventures did it, and that's when it blew up, and then a whole bunch of people started investigating it. So,
Let me ask you, since you mentioned Ghost Adventures,
uh,
I'm not really a big fan of Zach Bagans. I
me
was
either.
I was when he first came out. I am not gonna lie to you. I was when he first came out. When he came out, it was a
His first-
documentary, and I
Yeah.
thought that was cool, you know. But then as time progressed, it was like Hollywood bought him,
Yeah.
and you know, and you can't get possessed all the time like that, you know.
No. He's about entertainment and not about the research.
Right, and
That's why
that's
I like him. And on top of that, he was recently caught for faking. So that's why I'm
right,
not a big.
right, and that's why I'm not a fan of him no more. I mean, you know, if people like him, that's cool. But like I said, I stand by what I say. When he first came on the scene, he was all right. But then as time progressed, I want to say maybe a year after the series got started is when I just said, you know what? That's okay.
Here's the thing. He has the
Christopher,
money.
but
Oh,
yes,
sorry.
it does.
So he has the money to do things right in the paranormal. He's also has the influence to do good things in the paranormal, but he doesn't do any of that. He cares about his entertainment more.
Right.
If I had the money he did, I would be doing a lot of cool experiments.
Yeah.
uh, and I plan on doing those things, except one of the experiments I want to do is over $70,000. So it's like, if you want to implicate science into the field, there's ideas that we can do. It's just very expensive. And so
Right.
he has the kind of money to do that, but he doesn't do it because, you know, or he
Yeah.
probably just doesn't know about it, to be honest. But I feel like you could start talking to certain individuals in the scientific community that can do some really cool things. But yeah, well, it will be the first though, so we'll just keep an eye
Right.
out. So, I don't think it's going to be done by anyone else. It was Justin's idea. For
Mhm.
Justin's a friend of mine, and he's the best paranormal investigator I know personally.
Mhm.
Um, Extremely smart. He needs to take an IQ test because I think he's really up there. Um, so
Huge
yeah,
shout out to Kristen Berg, and thank you so much for being here. Abyss Paranormal, thank you so much for being here. And KJ Down Under, thank you so much for being here. And let me acknowledge all of you.
Acknowledge me.
You have been acknowledged. I just had to ask you that about Zach Bagans, though, because there is
yeah,
there's a couple that I do like. Like I do like Jason Hawes, and I like what's his name? Nick Groff.
I like Aaron.
You know, I like
yeah.
Aaron.
Jason and I talk a bit.
Do
It's been a
you?
while though. Yeah. We text every once in a while.
And
Um,
PDX, thank you so much for being here. Emmy,
Acknowledge me.
let me ask you about. We're going to talk a little about Evil Unearthed. Now, first of all, everybody, I want you guys. I should have put the link to that trailer, but
okay.
I know I kind of want to show that trailer. I know I'm
You
gonna
can.
get, I know I'm gonna get demonetized, but
No.
I want to show that. As a matter of fact, let me look that trailer up. I want everybody to see this trailer, and I want y'all to check out this movie because I keep saying movie, it's a documentary. Um,
No.
and because I want to show this because when we watched the movie, I tried to do it again. I caught myself when we watched this documentary. It was hard to believe that it was a documentary, you know, and you did so good. Let me switch this over here. This was so good how you did this. And oh, don't start right now. Okay, let me back this up and let me put this on full screen. And then I'm going to do, I'm sorry, I'm so scatterbrained. One of these days, I'm going to learn how to use my OBS and I'll actually be able to do this stuff right. Uh, but I want to show that you guys got to see this and you'll see what I'm talking about. So I don't have the sound on, but I'll put it on.
On this location, we have over a decade of evidence collecting on
It's not sharing audio.
It's not sharing? Okay, hold on a second. I'll figure. Maybe stop that for a second because I'm gonna start that over. Y'all got to hear this. Maybe it's me. Let me do. Yeah, let me let me do that. Let me go to. Let me stop the share for a second, and then let me redo this because I screwed up. Is what I did. I'm a man to admit that I screw up.
No,
I
no.
Well, I'm gonna fix it.
I use StreamYard, so I don't really know.
And see, I'm gonna have to switch to pretty soon because everybody else is going to StreamYard, and
It's expensive though, and there's a free version though. So
so check this out, everybody. Can you hear it?
On this
Yeah.
location, we have
A little
over
low.
a decade of evidence collecting on this house. And what we uncover is dark,
Oh my god. Oh my god.
mysterious,
Just record us going in.
and something I don't think any of us expected.
Oh wow.
What? Nobody has ever got on video in 11 years.
That is what I was told after the fact. That there were some bones that were confirmed to be human.
This place is truly dark, nasty, and evil. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us.
Oh my God!
Everything about what just happened was very, very disturbing. What the hell? Rolling? Yeah, I'm rolling. Oh my god, this is awful. Holy shit.
That looks exciting.
Man, that is, mm.
yeah, it was definitely an interesting location, that's for sure. That place deserved its story to be told.
Yeah, from the way it's, I mean, wow. Let me ask you, Evil Unearthed, the title alone sounds intense. Can you give a quick rundown of what this documentary is about? Now, I already know, but for
Yeah.
anybody that's out there that may not know.
So this location is on the Monroe House in Hartford City, Indiana. So this location was a very intriguing one because I uncovered some interesting things when I was filming a different documentary there at the time, which was known as Man versus Paranormal, where I was stuck in the three different locations by myself. And one of them was the Monroe House. And then I started uncovering a ritualistic item in the crawl space when I went back there. And it was just more and more was being uncovered history wise. And also we found the person that did the possession. I'm sorry, the rituals, I mean. And so it was like all these things that was very intriguing, including you heard the possession audio in there. There's also possession that took place there. It had everything I needed for a film. So the story needed to be told. I felt like as a documentarian storyteller, this is like one of the best ones.
Wow. PDX said, Parasolo, you've been there quite a few times, haven't you? Is there somebody named Parasolo here? Oh, Parasolo. Okay.
Yep.
Parasolo,
Yep.
thank you for being here.
Some of
And
my followers are here, so hello.
And you guys are welcome here. Thank you so much. As a matter of fact, let me give you a nice little blue wrench there.
Subscribe to his channel.
Yeah. Please subscribe. We're nothing but love here. We love everybody, and we love the paranormal. That's why we got Matt here. And man, when I seen this, now the person that's in there that I do know, I don't know him personally, but every time I show up to his live, He treats us
I
with
already
the,
know who you're talking about.
you know, and that's Eric Connors.
Yeah.
How did you guys hook up?
So that's funny how you said that. Yeah, well, actually, he was in my first documentary. So I decided since my team couldn't make it to the first documentary, which was the Harrisville farmhouse,
Right.
and also known as the Real Conjuring House.
Mhm.
And so that was our first documentary. And I decided, okay, since my team can't make it, I'll just invite some YouTubers to come along with us. And so it was like four of us YouTubers came along, got together, and we went to go investigate the farmhouse together. And then
Mhm.
Eric was one of them. He like has this really good like ecstatic type energy and probably one of the most energetic people I know, to be honest. And he's very what should I say? He's very uh, good. He's a good person to be around. He's a good guy. He loves his followers, that's for sure.
Yeah.
And when he came to the first location, he was like the star of the show. So yeah, he's a good personality for on camera also, and he was also with this film too. The only like difference is that him and I are different investigators. Like a lot of the stuff he uses, I don't believe in,
Right.
but I could just edit around that stuff. So so that's so I invited him on these locations, and we got some good results every time he came. So
That's good. That's really, and he, like you said, he's good people. Every time I show up on his live streams, he notices and he says, Eddie and Jen, how are you doing? And everything. And some of his followers even came over to us because of him. And so when he did that, a couple times on our videos that we go out and film, I always shout him out at the end of the video so that he will get people coming over him. So that's how I love to transfer love, because in order to get love, you have to give love, and that's how I like to do it. So it's not like I'm trying to network it or anything like that, or what do they call it? What's the new term? Clout chasing or something like that.
no.
No,
No. Also, collaborating is good when it comes to YouTube, so it doesn't matter. It's like collaborating. You get to meet cool people, and also it helps your channel grow. So
right.
I don't see
And
a
that's
problem
what I
with it.
try to do. We try to collab with whoever we can when we can, and we tell people right off the rip, hey, I'm not no investigator, but I'd love to be one. I'd love to join you. And so we've actually joined people though that doesn't do YouTube. We've had conversations with the Clean Brothers, who did a show called Ghost Lab. Used to come on
Oh yeah,
Discovery.
yeah, I know. Yep. I've seen their show. I used to
Right.
watch it actually. I like their show.
Yeah, and they quit because again, what we talked about Zach Bagans, how he bought into it. Well, they weren't buying it, and they
Yep.
just, you know what, we're done because they don't fake none of this stuff.
Yeah, actually, a similar story. Since I'm not under NDA, I can say this. But basically, haunted hospitals, which contacted me. It's on Discovery Plus right now, I believe. And
Mhm.
so haunted hospitals, they contacted me because of my Lassen County Hospital investigation.
Right.
Um, and they were wanting me to change up my story and everything to make it seem like I wasn't a paranormal investigator. I was like, I'm not going to do that. I'm
Right.
not going to change just for a narrative of your show. So what happened? Is what happened? If you guys want to, if we want to talk about that story, I'm fine. If not, I do not want to do that. So I did not obviously get accepted because they're looking for the people that work at the hospital or the people that were staying at the hospital and just had an experience. That's the kind of storylines they were going for in their
Right.
show. But I was just like, yeah, I'm not gonna do that because I was at an abandoned hospital and I was there to investigate it, and that's just the truth. So, and also it's literally on video. You can watch it on my channel. So it's yeah. And then that was like the only time. There's a couple other times that said, "Oh, we're trying to do something," but it wasn't official.
Right.
I don't think it ever happened. And then I also was invited. This is like years ago before I knew they were faking, and before I think things got a little out of hand. Oh, before I knew, I should say, because I didn't do the research on some of the history he was putting out there and everything at some of the locations. So I didn't know yet, but like 2016, I was almost got into Ghost Adventures for what's the name of the place? It's an episode of William Heath Davis' house. William Heath Davis' house where someone was actually knocked out and everything. It was a pretty crazy episode actually. When I was part of Soul Seekers, I almost got invited to that, but they didn't. What's the word? They they canceled it because that episode, at least because the owner didn't want Ghostbusters there. And I understand why, because I learned that they were also messing with the history of locations too. So it makes sense. And yeah, so that was the only times I've been a part of something. And then you'll see very soon something else I'm going to be a part of. I just can't talk about it.
Right.
Under NDA. Under NDA.
I can't wait. Huge shout out to David Vingman. Thank you so much for being here, Little Patty. Thank you so much for, or did I say it right? Little Patty? Yeah, Little Patty, thank you so much. See, my eyes, I'm getting old. Little Patty, thank you so much for being here. And let me acknowledge you.
Acknowledge me.
Let me see, how can I put this? What originally drew you to the location? Was it the history, the hauntings, or maybe just a gut feeling?
It was everything. Except for the history part because I didn't know enough of the history. But it was I seen some of the evidence that at the time they're called Paranormal Nightmare TV now. I'm having second thoughts about them now though, but at the time I thought their video of the Monroe House was really cool. They got some interesting things. I was very intrigued by that, and also it was calling me. It was one of those places that was calling me, and that's why I wanted it for my other documentary idea I was trying to do. So, and then I also heard about the bones found in the crawl space. I was like, okay, that's cool.
And so, I'm going to ask you about that crawl space, because when I seen y'all going under there, that had to be almost claustrophobic. I mean, because it's so narrow, and y'all get down in there. Wow.
Yeah, for me, it was fine. I don't get claustrophobic. The only time I think I would be a little claustrophobic is if it was actually like, those cave divers,
right?
Like squeezing through things. I think that'll be the only thing that probably give me a little claustrophobic. But I'm not a very claustrophobic type, so it was fine for me.
I had to ask you that. I wouldn't be me if I wouldn't have. While filming there, was there a moment where you thought we might be over our heads on this?
No. I enjoy this stuff, so it's like
you do, because I was watching one of your other videos, and yeah, you not only it's not a joy, but you know what you're doing and you know what you're looking for. You know, and I can see the passion by just watching you. And that's when I told my wife, I was like, see, and we're the same way. Even though when it comes to cemeteries, when we do the spirit box sessions, we have a passion for that because we love talking to spirits, because there were people at one place or time, so we treat them with respect as if they were still among us, alive. Even though they know that we're strangers, we let them know that we come to them out of respect. We mean no disrespect to them. We're here out of love and light. And we get so many good responses, even when we take our boys. And I think that's what makes us unique, is because the simple fact that we take our boys who are special needs, and people will say, you guys, aren't you afraid of getting attached or anything like that? Well, I look at it like this. If it's good spirits, we have no problem with it, because they can feel your energy, because that's all we are. But attachments.
Before you go into a place anyways, you're supposed to protect yourself.
Right, and that's what we do. We do our prayers and all that. We make sure our chakra is good. But when our boys, they don't know how to use their chakra. So therefore, we have to protect them. And so we do certain prayers for them, and they're fine. And we can tell if there's a change. Like my son Tony, he shakes his like he's learning to do spirit box, and he'll shake his leg a lot. That's when I can tell that he's nervous or something's trying to get to him. And so we'll move to another location or something like that. Enough about us, though. Let's talk about you. Uh, Documentaries are about telling a story as much as showing evidence. How did you balance raw paranormal investigation with cinematic storytelling?
So that's a good question. It's so first off, you go to a location where you think it has a good story first. And this one I knew it had its story because of the things I found in the crawl space and everything. And then I uncovered a little bit more about the history, same with Joe. And after we were uncovering that stuff, we were like, okay, this place needs its story told. And even before Joe, I even found out about the guy that did the rituals. And so it was interesting, very interesting. The guy that did the rituals. And so it just kept adding and adding. And I was like, this needs to be a documentary. No one's talking about the guy that did the rituals. No one's talking about the history of the abuse that took place in the location with actual documentation. It's been mentioned, but without any documentation. And
Right.
so I had the documentation. So I was like, this needs to be in a film. Like even the TV show didn't do it justice, in my opinion, because I'm not going to name names, but it's because they didn't even show those documents. They didn't show they didn't talk about the guy that did the rituals, even though they knew about it. Because I found out from Michelle Belanger, they did know about it. They just didn't want to go down that route because they were afraid of whatever this group was. And
Right.
so, and I'm not really afraid of that stuff. So, so I was like, okay, I felt like I was the perfect person to make this film because I had the possession audio, which only two of us had. I had the stick figure, which I was the only one that had that. And then I had the information about the my brain's not working. The guy that did the rituals, and so both of us, for example, and there's only two of us for that one. So very small amount of people had this information or had the video or audio, and so I was like, I felt like I was destined to make a documentary on this one. This is my documentary. It has to be made.
Yeah,
So
and that's a very good one too. Very good one. I gotta ask you this question though. Were there any creepy or unexplained things that happened off camera to you guys there that didn't make it in the documentary?
Yeah. So I went there so I bought a new camera for this film. So we went back there for B-roll reshoots basically, because I wanted to get it with this brand new camera, make it look really good. So I wanted to mainly use cinema cameras for this film because our first film, we didn't have cinema cameras.
Right.
We did what we had and we made the Harrisville Haunting documentary. But from the success of that film, we were able to afford new equipment for this next documentary. And so one of it was a $13,000 setup and camera known as the DJI Ronin 4D. And I was like, okay, now I need to go back and do some reshoots when it comes to B-roll. And so we went back, did some shooting for the B-roll and everything. And during that time, though, we were filming all day. It was like, we're going to take a small nap. So I took an hour nap and or almost around an hour exactly before my alarm went off. And I woke up with my heart racing. And I was like, I was like I was running around is what it felt like in my heart, like that kind of heartbeat. And so I was like, it woke me up. My own heartbeat did. And then I went to go back to the main room where we have all our gear and everything. Dawn was the one that was awake at the time. Joe was still sleeping. And Dawn told me that she heard running in my area. And around the same time, I had that heartbeat thing. And I was like, what the hell? That's interesting because I didn't hear I didn't hear the running, but I did wake up to my own heart racing. And so that was definitely weird. And so that was one thing that wasn't caught on camera. So
Wow, that would have tripped me out.
That was creepy.
I mean, you literally heard running.
No, he
oh,
did.
she did.
Oh, she did.
Yeah,
And that,
she did.
I noticed your wife is in that too.
Yes.
We're
She
gonna
is.
be talking to her hopefully soon. She's
Yeah, she would be here if it wasn't for the she's in Ireland. She just went to Ireland recently to do this paranormal thing. So she's over there at the moment. While
Oh.
I'm here stuck in
I know.
Philippines.
And yes, everybody, he is in the Philippines. And if you didn't know, I'm probably volunteering this, but he's one of our servicemen over there in the Marines. And I thank you so much again for your service.
No problem. And
Um,
also say thank you for the compliments earlier. I was going to say that, but
oh yeah, and somebody said that Sherry Jane said, I am loving this conversation. Hey, we're loving you for being here. And I would love it even more if you guys did us a favor and hit that like button. And if you have shared us out, we love you for that too. Thank you so much. And as again, we are speaking with Matt Benton. And
nobody.
got that would be us right now. We're nobodies.
No.
Like, look at this. Who's these people? You know, a couple of nobodies.
No.
Let me ask you, what was the scariest personal experience you had while working on that documentary?
I don't really get scared from this stuff, but I know that there's other people that have had experiences that they were, and like Helena got scared, as you can see in the film, for when I was doing that Estes method, which is the creepiest one I've ever done. I would say that if you want to say scared, I wouldn't say scared for me, but I would say that creeped me out a little was watching the Estes session afterwards, because I didn't know anything that was being said during the moment.
Mm-hmm.
And then when I reviewed the video myself, I was shocked, especially by what I was doing physically at the time. Like I was reacting to people, and I did not know that. I was going by whatever I was feeling during the moment. And so actually, since I do all of my editing live for everyone to watch, so I edited this entire documentary. It was about 155 episodes of me editing this film. And I did it all live. And then everyone got to see my reaction when I was reviewing that footage. I was like, oh my God. Like I was getting the chills. It was crazy. And so yeah, just if you haven't seen the film, that's probably the weirdest. It is the weirdest Estes session I've ever done. So yeah.
Can you link into the documentary so that people can at least go by Amazon Prime and pick that up. See, I'm trying my best to market it. That is
no
it is so good a documentary. Do you ever worry that bringing attention to the darker energies like in the documentary could have lingered effects on you and the team?
It's possible. I don't. It has for Eric. It usually follows him home. So that's actually another reason why I brought Eric, is because he's been having a lot of crazy experiences at the Monroe house. And so I was wanting to bring him there to maybe ramp things up. He's in the business of paranormal, so I was like, he knows what he's getting himself into. So
I'm gonna get him up here one day. I want to reach out to Eric and see if he'll come to the podcast, and we
he's
can.
Very it's hard for him, but you can do it. You can try.
Yeah, I can try.
I've only been on a live stream with him one time, and that's because he's very what's the word? You don't usually like to schedule things with him. It's because he's usually very flaky. So yeah.
Right there, I'm a mark this so that it stays up. Let me see. Yeah, I'm gonna pin that.
I could get Joe on here if you want.
That would be great. That would be. You know,
Okay.
if you can, if they can, hey, no problem. No problem at all. Okay, let's lighten up for a little second. If you could investigate any haunted location in the world
Okay.
with unlimited resources, where would you go and why?
Um, I would go to Chernobyl or Pavalia. Those are
That's
my top.
Chernobyl. I would love to go to Chernobyl. Eric or Parasolo said Eric is a great choice. He jumps a lot. um, you've worked with the Paranormal Research Unit for a while now. What's the funniest or weirdest thing that's happened on an investigation? And if you hear any laughing in the background, that's our son Manny. He is special needs. He's autistic. He's severely autistic and is nonverbal.
Yeah. That yeah, that's no problem at all. Sorry, Joe is messaging me right now.
Oh, that's cool. But yeah, I'll ask that one more time. Let me make it clearer. You've worked with the Paranormal Research Unit. I sometimes I don't understand my own handwriting for a while. What's the funniest and weirdest thing that's happened on an investigation?
Funniest.
Hello,
It's funny
Sean.
that that's funny that I don't actually can't think of anything right now. It's like small moments, I guess. From
I could
I
tell you.
I don't know why that's so hard to think of. That's actually
I could tell you why. Because, like I said before, when we first met, I make it sound like we're dating, like when we first met. I remember when we first met. No, uh, but I clown around from time to time. My wife is very serious. So what you do is you take your job very serious. I mean, what we do, even when we're together, I mean, I'm serious, but I just like to bring entertainment too. Well, my wife, is the other hand, is like, she's on it. And she's always telling me, stop, quit playing around, Because I told her all the time, Jay, some spirits like jokes too. Horse walks into a bar, bartender asks, why the long face? Anyway,
yeah. I would say that I don't really get. I mean, there's a lot of moments where we have funny moments between us, like we're just joking around and everything. But for some reason, I'm not thinking of one right now. I know there is because we joke around a lot sometimes. But
I was gonna
like,
say, I'm gonna come to you right when
oh,
you
I have one. It didn't make the documentary obviously because I was trying to keep it a serious tone. But at one time, they were investigating upstairs. It was like Mike and it was Joe, Mike, and I think Eric at the time. So I was walking upstairs. I needed to go pee, so I was like, I'm gonna go sneak up there and scare him because they were in the area where the bathroom was. So I was like, I'm just gonna go up there and scare them just for fun. And so, uh, basically, I grabbed the trash can that was up there. It's a small little trash can, and then they were in this one room with the doll room, and so I threw the trash can in their area, and then they're like, "What the hell was that?" And then I snuck behind the door for the other side of the. Okay, so there's like a hallway, right? I was like on this side of the hallway, like behind the wall, and so I had the trash can like right next to me, but on the other side of the wall, so they could come to the trash can, and so that's what I was waiting. I was waiting for them to come to the trash can to investigate it. It was like the trash can moved on its own, is what they thought, and then and then and then I basically when they were close enough, that's when I jumped out, and scared them, and then they all jumped.
I would have loved
Yeah,
to see it myself because that's me. I would have done something to where I got to break up the monotony when everybody's being real serious, and all of a sudden I just have to have say something that just makes somebody laugh or something, because it's good to be serious, but we got to have fun every once in a while. And we
yeah.
have another guest that's
Oh,
coming. Joe Fatale? Did I say
Yep.
his-
Yep. You did.
Joe Fatale? Thank you.
Yes.
Camera. I have been sick. Really sick.
I was gonna say, don't adjust your TV set because you are seeing in black and white.
Yeah, actually, I didn't. So for most of the podcasts we do, I invite Joe on them, and he's been sick, and also I didn't mention it to you at the time, so that's why I made it natural in the middle of the podcast. I was like, "Hey, we can invite Joe if you want."
Yeah, Joe, I am so sorry to hear that you're sick.
Yeah, I've been fighting bronchitis for a few days.
Really?
He still showed up.
Well, hey, you are. Thank you so much for being here. Let me ask you something. What was it like for you being there at that house?
I've been there so many times. When we filmed the documentary, I was absolutely happy because there were certain objects that we had brought that were associated with some of the things that went on in the past with the house, and we used those as a trigger object. And honestly, it was probably one of the best things that we had done because of we were getting responses regarding those objects. The house is just it's a bizarre place. You can go there and experience nothing, or it'll catch you off guard. It can definitely bring some surprises. It is definitely, I don't say this a lot, but I've been to a lot of locations, and like I am confident in saying that the Monroe House is haunted. Like I am absolutely confident in saying that.
Wow.
That's awesome.
What was awesome to me was, when y'all sat back and y'all was listening to the recording, that female was going,
Possession.
yeah,
The possession.
that's like
That's creepy.
that cringed me. I mean,
It seems to target when I tell people they go, bring a female. That's a key thing. I think, anyways, is to bring a female because it tends to target females.
also that's a trigger object, like,
Well, one of
like Matt's wife.
Yeah.
Yeah, she was definitely actually during the S's. The reason why I think it was targeting her is because she showed the most fear in that room, and so that's why.
They feed off that fear.
Yeah. Yes, and they were definitely messing with her. I felt like.
Jason Finch, thank you so much for being here. And just to let you guys know, there are some that comes in our chat that are special needs, and they're learning about the paranormal. And we tell everybody, it's not about me; it's about we. As a community, we try to help each other and teach one. Each one teach one. And so you're never too old to learn. Even. Right. So I just want to get that out of the way too, because there is some people here that are special needs.
Okay.
Let me ask you, Joe, the first time that you went there, when was your first time?
2017. That's actually when I first met Matt. That was interesting. I went there and I was trying to film B-roll for something separate, and batteries just kept dying. I'm like, why does this keep happening? Mm-hmm. And the guy that was with at that time, filming and stuff like that, he kept telling me these batteries are charged. I'm like, well, put them back on the charger. Every single battery just nuked. It was definitely, I was not alone, I felt, in the house when the very first time that I was there. And it just seemed off. And I remember one of the first things that I actually experienced in the house, I was with another investigator, and my camera had captured like talking in what is known as the blue room. And at first I thought it was the owner and another person talking, but it wasn't them. So I went to go check things out. And I came back with another investigator so we could check out what was going on. And something closed my camera, the viewfinder, which then shuts the camera off.
Wow, really?
Yeah. So I turned it back on and we investigated a little bit. And the door to the basement, it was wide open. And then all of a sudden, this rush of really cold air just hit us. And I'm like, there's no way. Like, I couldn't believe it. I was there and I'm like, this is really not happening. There's no way. So, yeah, that's a bit of my first experience at the house. And I thought, well, I don't think it's going to get any better than this. And I continued to go back, and it definitely got better than that when I kept going.
Let me ask you, how many times have you been there? Do you know how many times you've been there so far?
Oh man, I have no idea. I've lost count. I'm not saying I was there, like 20 plus times or anything like that, but
Right.
yeah, I've been there. I want to say I would safely say anywhere between 8 and 12 times.
Do you feel right? Because I want to ask you, do you feel like maybe you've been drawn there?
Coming I
back?
don't, not necessarily. I never have the urge to go there. It's a place that, well, first off, it's cheap to go and to investigate. So that, that definitely helps, want to make you go back to investigate the location. But yeah, I've never like had that urge where like, oh, I have to go back. I have to go back. It's always, I haven't been there in a while. I'm going to go ahead and go. So yeah, it wasn't anything that really like urged me to go. It wasn't like I was like addicted to the location or the house, I should say. It's just, hey, let's go.
Right.
Yeah. I also wanted to say that for me, it was more of a passion project. Like I was, because of the things I found in the crawl space and other things being uncovered, it became a passion project. So I would say that was the main reason why I was drawn to that place. And I don't know, actually, because in the beginning I was drawn to the place, and for some weird reason, like before I went, I even called. I didn't know his name at the time or who it was at the time, but I was talking to Mike at the time about it, and he's like, "Yeah, it's not open for investigating at the moment." Blah blah blah, and so, but I was really wanting to go there, so it took a while, but it finally opened up to the public, and I went pretty much right away when it was opened up again.
Yeah, definitely, like Matt was saying, a passion kind of project kind of thing too. But also because of some of the experiences that I've had at the house, it's worth going back to try to capture things, try to figure things out, what is actually going on. And when you go to a location multiple times, you do learn the house. You learn its quirks. You are able to distinguish, okay, that is a house noise, or okay, that's not a normal sound. Or if I know that I'm walking in a certain place or a spot in the house, it's going to do something that's going to make what sounds like a cabinet kind of opening or knock.
Right.
And I think that's something important. When you go to investigate, you really got to get to know the house or whatever location. And it is hard to do with most locations because, again, price comes into play.
Right.
But with the Monroe house, having it being, cheap, thankfully, able to go back and learn about the house and its quirks.
Right.
And from time to time, get some weird stuff.
And and just like any investigation, sometimes you don't get anything. And I've filmed that to where we really didn't catch anything, you know. And I kept that because I want people to see that you don't catch things all the time. There's times that you're gonna get nothing, you know.
Yeah, even at the Monroe House, there's a couple. I've been there around the same amount of times as Joe, and I didn't get something every time I went. It was like here and there, depends on the day. So, yeah, definitely.
Right. So yeah, I was
That's why it was a 7-year investigation. It was a 7-year long investigation for this documentary.
Yeah,
So,
that's what I ask you too, because I know that this documentary, I'll keep wanting to say movie, documentary. You did it so good it looked like a movie. You know, it could be like a cousin to Blair Witch, you know, the way you but you know, it took you a long time to get this together because you wanted to get this just right. And I think you did just that.
I'll agree with that.
Yeah, it took a lot of we did so much research. We also did had to do a lot of backtracking and who this guy was, of the person that did the rituals. And funny thing is, it actually happened around for the stick figure happened around the same time as the Blair Witch Project came out. That's probably what inspired the stick figure, to be honest. But it's the intent behind the object or the behind the ritual that matters. I don't think it matters by the actual thing you're doing. It's more the intent behind it. So, yeah, he had some evil intentions. That's why it's called Evil. And then we unearthed it. So, Evil Unearthed. And
it was nice. It'd be called Nice Intentions, you know.
Very great intentions. Just kidding.
Great intentions.
It'd be called Angelic Unearthed. I don't know.
Sign from God. You know? Haunted, thank you so much for being here. Long time no see, Dolls Dolly and Jason. Let me acknowledge you all.
Acknowledge me.
You all have been acknowledged. Let me ask you this.
I love that. Acknowledge me. Roman Reigns.
You know what? Let's acknowledge Joel.
Acknowledge me.
Yes, you have been acknowledged. Let me ask both of you guys this question. If ghosts could text, what's the first thing you think a spirit from Evil Unearthed would send you on your phone?
Just kidding.
Matt looks dumb in his helmet.
Yeah, there you go. There you go. I don't know. Be probably just messing with people, because that's what it does there. It's more of a psychological haunt, messes with people.
Whatever it would be would probably be very personal and deep, I think.
Yeah.
Let me ask you this too. This is about some apps that you have. You are a co-creator of the Solomon app. What is the Solomon app?
It's on Google Play. There's also another app called Cynthia ITC, which stands Cynthia is Latin for science and knowledge. And basically, Solomon app was more of a social experiment. And there's something on the app, which is like the Lord's Prayer backwards and forwards in a very creepy voice. If you have a non-Apple device, you can download it on Google Play. And it has some interesting sounds to it. So it creeps a lot of people out. And that's the experiment.
I'm sorry. My bad.
And so it had very it creeps a lot of people out, and it's fun for me, but also it's good for an experiment to see if activity increases when someone's scared. And there's some people that get really scared when that's played in the location. So that was the social experiment basically for that one. And then the second one was one where you can actually cross-check to prove if it's even possible to have audio manipulated. And I don't personally believe in that, but I give you that option to try it out. And so manipulation of audio theory. So a lot of people are using like this, like parts of sounds, basically. It's like phonemes, like
Uh-huh.
is what they use for their ITC apps and all that. So it's exactly the same sounding, except I used it as a single file audio, so you can cross check to see if something changed with the sound or a word or sentence comes out that wasn't supposed to be there. You can cross check it because it has a timer on it. And on top of that, it replays after this specific minute mark. I think it was like 500 seconds is how long it is. So, yeah, that was the main reason for that. Plus, both of them have a frequency on them. So the Cintiq ITC one goes through a very low, I think it was 20 hertz, kilohertz to 20 hertz, I believe it was. Don't quote me. It's been a while since I looked at it. It's been years. So it's been around that range. So some people believe within the right frequency range, you can possibly, I don't know, disturb something. And so I just like, okay, I wanted for that one, it's going to go through that entire range. The other Solomon app has very specific frequencies, which actually, when you play it inside of with very good speakers, you do feel a weird vibe from it when you play it with really good speakers. So I don't know if there's anything to it or not, but it gives you the option. So
Yeah, Christina, she said, "Guys, you so confused me. I was like, it's Sunday and I have a doctor's appointment tomorrow. I have to get ready. Realize that it's Saturday because we don't go live on Saturday. We always go live on Sunday. This is a
yeah,
live because Matt's a busy person and he's got better things to do than the gap us on Sunday.
no, I just have another interview scheduled for tomorrow. So another podcast. I mean,
Right.
so.
And so we didn't want to get in the way of that. And I appreciate his time. I really do. Let me ask you, what do you hope viewers take away from the documentary? Is it about fear, respect, curiosity, or something more?
I would say that it definitely has something involving curiosity, but also I think that when it comes to an investigation standpoint, like take your time actually doing your research and also investigating location. You don't have to go there for one night and then bam, this is a YouTube video. Here you go. And don't go as in depth into the history or whatever. Like a lot of YouTube channels do that. Actually, they even go by just the rumors. They don't even do their own research themselves, is what a lot of YouTubers do. And so, like, there's some rumors about this location, which we never really even mentioned because we disproved it. So it's like, it's people need to do the research, and a lot of lack of people doing that in the YouTube community right now. That's for sure.
Yeah. It's okay to go to a location and not have done research, but do it afterwards. And then if you go back to that location, then you have the research, you have the knowledge, and it's a guide to help you investigate. Come across not all locations, but there's been some locations that come across, and the history, it may be slightly off, or there's some rumors, or it's just like nowhere near in the ballpark of reality.
Right.
And so doing research, it's a guide. It helps you on your investigations instead of chasing after a ghost of a ghost, like a person who never existed or had nothing to do with the location. I mean, say, okay, I don't need to call out for that person. I don't need to bother with that because, well, this never happened or this person never existed or whatever. You can focus on other things on your investigation or other people or other stories. So it's a guide.
Right. And speaking of that, how do you feel about apps?
Most of them I do not like. The thing is, even I don't believe in my Cynthia ITC app. I just gave you the tool to prove it, though.
Right.
So but I do like the Solomon app for the fear aspect of some people. So but it's for a totally different reason. It's not for like, oh, this is going to capture evidence. It's not for that. It's for, I guess, kind of if you believe in the aspect of like I do of the fear aspect. But
Right.
I'm talking about capturing evidence from the device. It doesn't do anything like that, in my opinion. But it gives you the tools if you want to prove that. Oh, if you really do believe audio manipulation exists, and when it comes to these entities, then the Cynthia app will give you that opportunity to try and prove that. And so far, I've never heard any kind of change with the audio. It's been exactly the same. I could be wrong, but in my opinion, it doesn't. So I don't really like using apps personally. I just gave the tools for the people, basically.
I guess it's great for entertainment. Different apps. My thing is that people use different apps and they spit out these words and stuff like that, and it's easy to connect the dots with that stuff. And it's like, so please explain to me how a spirit can somehow manipulate the phone in a way to spit out what it wants to say. How is that possible? How does a ghost know how to read code, basically? But it doesn't. If you think about it, it doesn't make sense. But when you look at the mechanics of how these apps are working, you realize, a certain amount of movements, certain temperature changes, even within the phone, it can set those apps off, and it's just false positive. You can't verify in any way, shape, or form that you're communicating with something. Even if it seems like it's something relevant, you still can't prove that, because now you have, the odds. What are the chances? And with the words that are in there, there's a pretty good chance that just about any word's going to connect to just about any place you go to, anyways. And I say the same thing about the REM pod. Great, the REM pod went off, but what set it off? You can't validate this stuff.
Exactly. So we try and mitigate anything that has a lot of false positives. I don't like the SLS. I don't like cat balls. I don't like. I don't like the apps. Don't like. Trying to think of some other things. Oh, I hate the K2. Literally everything sets off the K2. So it's like it actually, out of all EMF meters, I think that's probably the most sensitive one, is the K2. It's meant to find wires or faulty wiring. It's meant for electricians, the K2 meter. And so if you have a more, it's still not evidence, by the way, but it's good to have devices that are more my brain.
Yeah, I think I know where you're going with that, because
Calibrated to the and also there's different types of EMF, and so there's 3 different ones, and you can actually have it differentiated depending on the device you have, and it can tell you if it's electrical, if it's radio waves, and stuff like that. So you can get that information on specific devices, which I'm purchasing more, and I have one. Now I have 2 actually that also can tell what kind of EMF it is at this very moment. But I'm purchasing more when it comes to the radio waves, and it's pretty cool. It's pretty expensive. I think it was like, the one I was looking at was like around $500. So I'm gonna be buying one of those too. So it's gonna be cool though.
Yeah, because
I was just going to say real quick, I have a device that I use that measures EM, EMF, and RF signals. And I've used it. I haven't used it a lot, but I do plan on using it more. But I think that'll be very helpful to figure out, what may be setting off devices or other things that are going on. Because again, when we go to a location, we're told, oh, here, this goes off, or this happens, some device goes off. It's like, okay. So then try to go and let's figure out what's setting that device off.
Hello, 35 people there here.
As Christina said, her son had a toy that when you walk by, it would beep. They were like little spy toys. It was $5. It's
Oh,
not
yeah, I know what you're talking about.
system that goes off and nobody's near it. I know that's not a spirit. That's a spirit. And it's with a laugh emoji. So
Yeah,
I
actually, I know exactly what device you're talking about because when I was a little kid, we did have that exact same kind of spy toy.
Spy tech.
now
Yeah,
because when we do spirit box sessions, there's only one app that I do use. I won't lie, but a lot of these is now it's entertainment purposes only. Because one of the things that we were taught is that when you actually going to do this, use your natural senses. You know,
I think it
uh,
helps.
it really does help. There's a
I
lot of
wouldn't say it's evidence, but it does help. Yeah,
right.
it got you.
Right. It does help. Your natural senses helps you. It doesn't, mean that there's anything there, but you just use your natural senses. You know.
Yeah, I've been
Uh,
more open to it also recently because of my experience at the farmhouse, and so after, and same with the Evil Unearthed film, you see me being open to what I was feeling in it. And apparently, when I found out when I reviewed it later at home, and I reviewed it in front of everyone too, so everyone could see my reaction. But that was pretty crazy. Uh, seeing how I was reacting very accurately to what they were saying. It was very weird, and
yeah.
also targeting Atlanta.
um, is there anything that you guys are working on now? Before we close this out. By the way, my daughter Destiny Marie is here. Thank you, Destiny, so much for being here. I just realized that my daughter was here. Uh, so hello there, Des. Um, what are you guys got anything going for the future? Anything you working on?
Yeah, we have stuff that we're working on. Um,
We're
just
gonna
figuring it all out.
yeah we're gonna be tight-lipped on those things. But yeah, there's stuff going on.
In the works.
In the
Yep.
It,
works.
pre-production is a lot of planning, so
Um,
uh, trying to figure all that out.
Anybody in the chat, do you have any questions for Matt or Joe? Christina, I had sent you a link on your messenger if you had any questions for Matt and Joe. I'm gonna go back on one. I want to ask Joe this question. Let me see. Something I've already asked Matt. I'm gonna ask Joe. Um, Let me see here. Do you have a favorite investigation from the past that still gives you goosebumps?
I do actually. I have a couple. One is one is definitely from the Monroe house, and that would have been seeing what trying to. I'm going to make a long story even longer, just
Uh-huh.
because I can. No, we'll just say that I investigated with Eric Connor. I was supposed to be at the house for 2 days. Eric had left at the house by myself. I heard banging sounds. I went upstairs to go check it out. On my way back downstairs, I caught in the corner of my eye what looked like somebody that I knew going into one of the rooms upstairs. And then I kind of caught just I don't even know, like a second, if that, somebody walking into the room. Now I was tired, but I went downstairs to go get some equipment, and I was greeted with a horrific smell and made me sick. So I wasn't running back upstairs. I wasn't going to make it. I had to go outside, and yeah, my McDonald's that I had for breakfast ended up in the grass in the yard of the Monroe house. I captured what could have possibly have been a really big shadow person at Hales Bar Dam. I'm going to mute real quick, so I'm going to cough.
Okay. I'm your agent. I did it for you. That way you didn't have to.
Voice acted.
All right. And then again at Hales Bar Down, it was witnessed by me and another person. We both seen who we thought was just one guy who did like the paranormal tours, just kind of walked past him and I and went down the tunnels of hell. And then, long story short, realized that wasn't him. We had seen something that looked like him, but it was not him. You have Matt's been to Hales, so he knows there's like no way. So, first off, this dude can't even run. But there was no way within like 30 seconds he could walk past us, go through the dam, come out of the dam through a parking lot, and the parking lot's a pretty good sized parking lot, and be back in like 30 seconds. It wasn't happening. So that was really cool.
Yeah. There's a question in the chat.
Yeah, Sunnybrook had a question. She asked, "Do you believe in building relationships with the entity and communicating is intent?"
Absolutely, yes, I do. Run back to Hales again. I've investigated Hales many times, and you kind of learn, I guess, how you can get some interaction. Now, it doesn't work all the time. For example, I smoke, so I would offer a cigarette, and I've gotten EVPs where you hear like I offer a cigarette, and they're like, yeah, like, hey, you want to hit this, and you hear what sounds like a yeah. I've had like rocks thrown at me, or I should say towards me. I don't think the intention was to like hit me with a rock or try to hurt me.
Right.
It was just, more of a just trying to get your attention kind of thing. I do believe that. I do believe that is important. If you have access to a location consistently, it's important.
Everyday Treasures asks Matt, "Have you ever had any experiences during service? So while you're there,"
I've had one. I had one experience when I was so I was a recon element for we were doing training at Camp Pendleton, and we made it to this. We had a feeling that it was going to be raining that night, so we do not want to be in this rain. So we have our freedom, to do our recon. So we went to this one building that they usually do some CQB stuff or Mount. This was also known as Mount. It's a little mount town. We went in there, and there's like it was just a squad or fire team. I can't remember. It was either a fire team or squad. I can't remember how many of us there was, but it was not that big. And so we went in there, and two of us had to be on fire watch at all times. So basically, we're viewing through a window. The window was like peeked open just a little bit, so no one could see us coming in. We have our night vision goggles on. It was at night at this time. Just keeping an eye out for the enemy. The enemy. It's in a fiction setting right now because we're going on against another platoon is what we're doing. So basically, during this though, all of a sudden I was on fire watch, and this one other Marine was on fire watch around, and then all of a sudden we hear like Native American cries or Native American chanting right next to us. We're like, what the fuck? And we both look at each other like, what the hell was that? And then it never came back. And it was just like, it just happened one time. And we know there was no one nearby because we would have probably heard more noises or something. And also in a tactical environment, we wouldn't be making noises like that just out of fun, in a tactical environment, it's supposed to be quiet. So it was definitely not another platoon or whatever that was sneaking up on us or anything. It was definitely weird. We never heard it again all night, but we were like, what the hell is that? And we're in the middle of nowhere. There was no one near us. It was just us, like either fire team size or squad, and we're all together in the same area. So it wasn't like there's someone outside or something like that. So without us knowing, it was weird.
I like that one with the barrack story. with regarding the doll.
Oh,
I can't remember exactly what it was, but
yeah,
I,
yeah, yeah.
I thought you were going to talk about that one. You boys getting freaked out?
Oh, that wasn't a paranormal experience though. That was like, oh, you mean? Oh, sorry, I know what you're talking about. Okay, yeah, it wasn't me though. It was other people. Oh no, that's not true. It was me too. You're jogging memory back to me actually. Yeah, actually, I did have some experiences also in the barracks when I bought the doll. I totally forgot about this. So yeah, basically, I buy weird objects that are supposed to be known as haunted, and this is this one occult doll I bought from South Carolina. And so ever since I bought it, I would say my roommates had more experiences than me, but I had two experiences of objects being moved on their own. And so one of them was like a mat from one of our, we have these mats that we lay on in the field. They're easy to fold out and come back in. It's best for so you're not freezing to death on the ground because if you're in the mud or on the grass, you don't have a mat on, it's colder in the middle of the night. So it's good to have a mat. And so basically, when this mat just like flew off of my, what do you call it? Basically, this big drawer thing that we had. I have my my main pack up there, and then on my in the middle of the night when my roommate and I were sleeping, all of a sudden that just like was thrown. We're like, okay, that was weird. And then another time was like a salt shaker that just tipped over on its own. And so that was also weird. So those are my experiences. But next door was even weirder. So next door to me was my other roommates, and they had literally a broom like apparently got thrown. And so I was like, and that freaked him out. And it was funny because I was a boot at the time, meaning that the seniors would mess with you. And they wouldn't go to my room mainly because of that. I had the crazy, creepy objects in my room, so it actually worked out in my favor because they would just avoid my room. So yeah.
Autumn Gothic asks, do you think spirits who are linked to a building that gets demolished are lost or roam aimlessly?
That's a good question. I have no idea. I always wondered that myself.
You know what? Because I wondered that too. If a house, let's say, was haunted and they tore it down, does the
Mhm.
spirit still stay right there on the land?
I think it's the location, like the what it might have to do with the I don't really know. Obviously, it's all theory, but I think it might have to do with the what the person was attached to at the time.
Mm-hmm.
So, building, for example, some people believe energy gets kind of like stays in a location. So if you completely get rid of it, it's possible there could be nothing there afterwards.
I mean,
But there's a good example of it not working like that, and that would be the so it was called the gosh, my brain Vail Ranch Historical Society. That place was all taken down, and then they built on top of it of these brand new shopping centers. And I was just curious if they were having activity still because I did an investigation before those buildings were taken down, very historical, and I went to go talk to them, and then sure enough, a lot of the employees did have paranormal experiences in their shopping center. So maybe it is the land for that aspect.
I was gonna say. I mean, I've heard where something horrific happened, a building gets torn down, and then something's built over top of it, and then those people experience paranormal activity. Did a theater in Cynthia, Kentucky. Just they had rebuilt the theater. Well, there was something there beforehand where something had happened, and the haunting is tied to whatever's there previous to the theater.
Right. Because see, my daughter is going through that too at her job because she works at a clothing store. And I think she said, Des, if you're still here, tell me, is it in the attic when you have to go upstairs in the attic to get stuff? You'll have like she feels a cold breeze go by, or her hair gets pulled and stuff like that, and she's not afraid. That's the good thing about it. She keeps wanting to try to catch it on camera, but at the same time, she doesn't want to get in trouble with her boss for filming while she's on the clock. You
Yeah.
know,
Right.
so Greg's Inferno asked, have you had evil feelings presence present I guess present wait a minute. Have you ever had evil presence experiences? Or have
Yes.
you experienced the evil presence?
Yeah. I have. It was at the Revenant Acres. It was in Charlottesville, Indiana. So I had something follow me home from that one. So it was definitely a weird one.
Yeah, there's been a couple of locations where I've been to where I'm like, yeah, this is definitely not good.
My daughter said more so when she's by herself. Mike, paranormal investigator, said they stay with the land, and if something else is built, it's most likely to also be haunted as well. Which, yeah, if it stays with the land, yeah, I see that the place is going to be haunted again. But some of these spirits, though, I believe are just residual. They're going to be doing things whether you're there or not, and they're going
Uh,
to.
I was just
Yeah.
going to say that. Yep. I was going to say it could be residual.
Right. And they're just going to continue whether you're there or not. They're still on a projector and in a loop. You know,
Yeah.
that's my opinion.
Oh yeah, yeah. I agree.
Um, Sparky's Paranormal and Outdoors says, I agree. There's a difference of hooked to the land and hooked to the object or building. Um, so yeah, I was just curious about that too. You know, I had another question for you, Joe, because I wanted to go back. Where was it at? And I thought I was going to mark it. Uh, where did I? What did I put? Oh, okay. Wait a minute. You already answered that one. What was the scariest personal experience you had while working on Evil Unearthed?
Honestly, nothing. If anything, it was more excitement and I guess you could say joy. I mean, there was a point where, again, we've already said that it's more of a psychological type of haunting. So there was a point where one of the guys that was with us, I was doing an interview, and the guy was just asking me questions. He was kind of talking to me, and I got pissed off at him for no reason. I was like, dude, I want to punch you in the face. I literally told him that. I want to punch you in the face, like for no reason. I'm pissed off at you, kind of thing. But
That's
no,
what the house does.
yeah.
It's
But
been
no,
reported many times.
it's for filming, the documentary. No, nothing scary or anything like that. Like I said, it was more excitement because, again, just some of the things that we were very fortunate enough to capture.
So let me ask you, while y'all were filming that, were there a moment where you thought we might be in over our heads here?
No, not for me.
No, not for me either.
I think, and probably for Matt as well. I've been doing this a long time. If I ever do feel like I may be in over my head, I'll continue, but I won't continue if it's like a residential. If I feel like maybe I might be in over my head in certain situations with the residential, then it's like, yeah, I need to bring other people in. But I've never felt, just going to all these, pay to play haunted locations is if I
Right.
was in over my head.
Well, guys, I think we came to the end. Matt, Joe, I want to thank you guys so much for coming up. Joe, I know this is the first time you've seen us, even though we can't see you. I've seen you on, I watched the documentary and I've seen you in the documentary, so I know who you are. I appreciate you so much for being here. And Matt, you as well. You guys are welcome here anytime. And if you have any projects that you got going on, let us know and we will help promote you.
We'll definitely let you guys know. And yeah, I want to apologize again. I'm sorry for being so late. I have been just battling bronchitis, and I apologize.
No, that's okay. Go ahead and get you another cigarette. And that way, battle
No.
that. I'm playing with you, Joe. I'm just playing. I thank you guys so much for being here. I know you got other things to do, better things to do, even so.
Nope.
And no, do you have any social media that people can come by and look you up?
Yep. Paranormal Research Unit is the name of the YouTube channel that we'll be posting on. Trying to get to 100K one day. So
we're gonna help you get there because I'm also gonna put your channel in the description box so that people can come by and check out your channel. And by the way, everybody, if you guys are gamers, he also has a second channel.
yeah, I do, but it's not really gaming on that channel. I do have a second channel, but it's more of related to like outdoor stuff, guns, other things I like. So
Well, no, that's fine because I have there's people here that's in the chat that's into the outdoors. Our friend Mudcon, who's not here tonight, but he'll watch the replay of this and he's into that. So I'm gonna put both your channels in the description box.
yeah, I also do like tactical gear setups, like EDC stuff. EDC is everyday carry, is what that means, and so that's another thing I like to do. So I will be making those kind of videos on that channel and reviews of certain stuff. So yeah.
You and my daughter's husband will get along great.
That's what he does.
That's what he does.
He's ex-military.
He's ex-military, and
Awesome.
that's exactly what Steven does. He's always building all kinds of different kinds of vests and stuff like that. That man, guns galore.
Oh yeah.
So
Plan on buying them.
how about you, Joe? Do you have any social media that we can let everybody come by and say hi and be a friend?
Entity 7 Paranormal on YouTube. I don't really do much on Facebook. I get blasted with messages nonstop. So I'm like, don't go there. I can't keep up. To try to stay away from Facebook and things like that. But definitely go to the YouTube channel, Entity 7 Paranormal.
Wait a minute, let me write that down. What was it again?
Entity 7 Paranormal. 7 spelt.
All right.
Did you put the link in for Joe's channel also? And that way we can send people your way too. And I thank you guys also for letting some of your family come over to us. I really appreciate that. And
Yeah, you have 5 people at one point.
I know. And you know what? Anytime you guys you see us online and you see us live, feel free to stop by.
Yeah,
Thank you.
Yeah, we're like the Olive Garden. When you hear your family.
Well, thank you.
Anybody has any more questions for Matt before he signs off? Actually, before we sign off. If not, I want to thank you all so much for being here. Members, thank you so much for being here. I am in the process of making a video for members only. If you would like to be a member, it's only just $2, just $2 a month. And that'll get you into our members only. And pretty soon I'm going to have some nice little giveaways. But unfortunately, EBT can only cover so much. No, I'm joking. I don't have no EBT card. I should. But but
I was curious. Oh, sorry, keep going.
No. You was curious what?
I was curious. So, what did you think of the sound design and music for the documentary?
I like it. I love it. Did you do that music or
I didn't do the music itself. I did the editing for it though.
okay? Because I
So
like it.
Well, Crow and I
actually,
did do the
some of it
song.
is edited. Actually, some of it is a little edited by me. Yeah, depending on what it is.
Crow, Judas, and I, we did do the song "Evil Unearthed" in the
At
credits.
the very end, at the
I like
credits, black
I,
screen credits.
that ending. Yeah, I like that ending. It really matched the documentary.
What drew you in, it keeps you there and keeps you drawn in, you know what I'm saying? So it's
That you guys, I'm gonna have a link to the also to the trailer, but I really want to push the documentary. It's on Amazon Prime right now. You can go by and get it. Check it out. It is really worth a watch. One of these days, I'm gonna invest in an OBS so I can end this out right instead of just going off. You know, I hate Zoom sometimes. I gotta get what is it, Streamlabs and stuff like that, so I could show, what the
StreamYard,
yeah, StreamYard.
StreamYard.
StreamYard is
There's a free version though, so
There is a free version.
yeah, it just has a logo in the corner though. Their logos in the corner.
and they'll only let you stream for up to 8 hours, and
Oh shoot, all we need.
there's a lot of things that you don't get with the free version. Like, you can do an intro if you pay for it. You can do an outro. There's a lot of things.
It's expensive though.
Yeah,
It's expensive. It's like $80 a month.
Well, that depends. If you're paying $80 a month, then you're getting the 4K thing.
You better give me
Oh, sorry, $40-something a month.
Yeah.
Shoot, you better give me a movie and a BJ with that. No, I'm sorry, we broke over here. I mean, you know how it is.
Then you have the free version.
Yeah, I'm stick with the free version. No,
It's good at sharing audio. They've gotten better at it actually. After they changed ownership, they started doing. That's probably why it's more expensive now. The sharing audio is a lot better than what it used to be. So actually, right now, to my knowledge, other than OBS, I think it's the best sharing audio platform when it comes to like sharing a video or something like that. It's the best one in my opinion, as of right now that I know of. Because Restream sucks at it. Streamlabs, I haven't really tried Streamlabs yet. Streamlabs is kind of like OBS anyway. They're connected to OBS. OBS is probably the best one, but that you just have to have a little bit of know-how to do it.
Right.
So
And OBS is not fun trying to get guests on either. There's a lot of.
I probably would say the way I'm doing it now. Christina said, it's only $2.99 to rent. Go by and check it out on Amazon Prime. If you guys ever make it to Texas, I would love to see you personally. And
I've been to Texas.
Huh?
I've been to Texas.
We live in San Antonio, and there's a lot of places here in San Antonio.
I got family in San Antonio.
Then that's a good enough reason to come down. And believe me, if you go out, I'd love to be with you on your investigations.
Hey, if I'm down that way, and I hope I am at some point because Texas is cool. I'll definitely let you know.
Yeah, man, I really appreciate that. I mean, it'll add a little color to the place. You know what I'm saying? They used to say, "You dig." No, I'm joking. They had enough color with the Ghost Brothers. But anyway, I was actually a Ghost Brother before Ghost Brothers. I really was. I've been doing this for over 20 years. And then they come out with Ghost Brothers, and they really didn't know how to do anything, but I applaud them anyway. Even though some of the stuff they did was not right, but to each his own, I guess.
I think theirs was more for
entertainment. Yeah. I don't even know if they were even paranormal investigators prior because I never heard of them before. They got the shit.
I don't think they were. One of them owned a barbershop in Florida or something like that. I heard. And
yeah, in Atlanta.
If they were ever paranormal investigators before, they were not in the community because we kind of know who's in the community. But if unless they didn't get into the community stuff, then maybe that's a possibility. But I've never seen them at all until they got the show. So I think they're casted personally, but I don't
Right.
know.
Well, Dalen Spratt, he has a YouTube channel, and he
He's
actually
into it.
goes out, and yeah, he's actually into it.
He's into it.
Prior to the show.
Yeah, he actually
Oh,
goes
okay.
by himself, and sometimes he'll bring a guest with him, or and it's a pretty good show, So he showed me more than anything because I didn't think they were, it's just entertainment purposes only. And then when I seen that he had his own YouTube channel and he's actually going out doing this, I was like, oh, okay, because some people they do this because they're looking for that that big chance, of getting picked up again. We're not, if we was to get picked up, that'd be, I don't know what to say. You get what you get what you pay for. But we don't try to put ourselves out there like that. We just like going out to talk to spirits because a lot of them we feel are just lost. And especially if they die traumatically from like gunshot, or car accident, or something like that, and they're confused. And so, and we always say if there's a loved one watching, maybe that it help give them closure you
Yeah.
know. And then we have Christina who tries to help cross spirits over, and so that's a good thing. But enough about us. Today was about you, and I appreciate you guys so much for being here. Um, and like I said, your links will be in the description box so that everybody can come by and check you out. Man, I really do appreciate you. Thank you, Matt and Joe, so
Thanks
much
for
for
having me.
time out.
No, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Everybody, make sure you go by, check out Matt, check out the documentary. You will not be disappointed. You will not be disappointed. Abyss Paranormal said, didn't Ghost Brothers show you Eddie the Phasma box? Yes, they did. It was Dalen Spratt that told me to use the Phasma box or use what he was using. But like I said, I'm broke. So I use an Android phone. I don't have that high class where I have an iPhone, like my daughter. No, I have to go with the broke people. I use an.
It's definitely not raining money here. That's for sure.
It sure isn't. It is not raining money. It be raining pennies. EBT cards, stamps from heaven. Again, thank you guys so much for being here. Thank you, everybody in the chat. My members, thank you so much. If you want to be a member, just $1.99. Get you in there. We appreciate you guys. I hope that you all hit that like button. I really appreciate that too. And you going live tomorrow?
Are you going?
I did. I went live tonight to make up for tomorrow. You want to go live? We can go live tomorrow. We'll go live tomorrow too. So until tomorrow. We wish you guys a great night. Flonia, thank you so much for being here. Lisa J, Sparky's Paranormal, Christina and Son, Abyss Paranormal, Shaw Woman. I keep wanting to say Shaw Woman. Shaw Woman. Thank you so much. Autumn Gothic, Everyday Treasures. I'm going down the list here. Haunted Trucking, Dolls Dolly, Lisa J. Did I miss anybody? Saber Queen of the Underworld. Thank you so much for being here. Mike Paranormal Investigators. Who did I miss? I know I missed Gray's Inferno. RPI Randy, thank you so much for being here. Did I miss anybody? If I missed you, Flonia, thank you so much for being here from the UK. Send some love over to Tiggs in New Zealand. I know you're going to watch this later. So a huge shout out to you. Tiggs, thank you so much. To all our fams there in the UK, we love you. And down under KJ's Paranormal. And Tiggs just popped in. Speaking of Tiggs, there she is. Thank you so much, Tiggs, but you're going to have to watch the rewatch. So thank you so much, guys. Thank you again. You guys have Have a great night. And until next time, which will be tomorrow,